Today, Iran captures the world's attention. Its conflicts, alliances, and ambitions dominate the news. But what if I told you Iran's story was written thousands of years ago, in the pages of the Bible? Known in ancient times as Persia, this nation plays a central role in God's divine plan, from its origins after the Great Flood to its place in the end-time prophecies. However, we should remember that God made a promise, according to the Scripture, that no nation shall conquer Israel. Join me as we uncover Iran's extraordinary journey, from its ancient beginnings to its ultimate destiny. Let's dive into the story. Our story begins in Genesis, after the Great Flood, when God gave humanity a fresh start. Noah's sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, became the ancestors of new nations. In Genesis 10, the Bible's first map of civilizations, two names stand out: Madai and Elam. Madai, a son of Japheth, gave rise to the Medes, fierce mountaineers in the rugged north of modern-day Iran. Elam, a son of Shem, led to the Elamites, thriving in the fertile plains near the Persian Gulf. These were the seeds of the Persian Empire. But Elam wasn't just a quiet tribe. In Genesis 14, Elam's king joined a coalition that invaded Canaan, capturing Abraham's nephew, Lot. With just 318 men, Abraham launched a daring raid, defeated the kings, and showed the world that no power can stand against God's chosen. Centuries later, God revealed Persia's purpose through his prophets. Isaiah and Jeremiah declared that Persia, uniting the Medes and Elamites, would bring judgment on Babylon, the empire that destroyed Jerusalem. But God's plan was even greater. Through Isaiah, he named a future Persian king, Cyrus, who would free Israel and rebuild the temple. 150 years before Cyrus was even born. In the 8th century BC, the Medes united under King Deoxys, building Ecbatana, Persia's first capital. His grandson, Cyaxares, forged a mighty army, strong enough to crush Nineveh, Assyria's capital. Persia was rising, just as God foretold, as both a sword of judgment and a beacon of redemption. In Babylon, a young Hebrew exile named Daniel received visions that unveiled Persia's destiny. Serving in King Nebuchadnezzar's court, Daniel interpreted a dream of a giant statue. Its head of gold was Babylon, but its silver chest and arms were Persia, uniting the Medes and Persians. In another vision, Daniel saw a bear raised on one side, clutching 3 ribs, symbolizing Persia's conquests of Lydia, Babylon, and Egypt. Later, by a river, he saw a ram with 2 horns, one taller, charging across the earth. A voice declared, "This is the kings of Media and Persia." But a swift goat from the west, Greece, would one day defeat it. Persia's rise and fall were written in God's plan. Then came Cyrus the Great. Uniting the Medes and Persians, he built an empire unmatched in power. When he turned to Babylon, God's prophecy unfolded. As King Belshazzar defiled sacred temple vessels in a lavish feast, a hand wrote on the wall, "Your kingdom is given to the Medes and Persians." That night, Cyrus's army entered Babylon through a diverted river, and the city fell. But Cyrus did more than conquer. Fulfilling Isaiah's words, he freed the Jewish exiles, funded the temple's rebuilding, and sent them home. Persia, a pagan empire, became God's instrument to restore his people. In the Persian capital of Susa, another miracle unfolded. King Xerxes, seeking a new queen, chose Esther, a Jewish orphan hiding her identity. When Haman, a powerful official, plotted to destroy the Jews, Esther risked her life to act. Approaching the king uninvited, she found favor and revealed Haman's genocidal plan at a banquet. The king, enraged, executed Haman on the gallows meant for Esther's cousin, Mordecai. A new decree allowed the Jews to defend themselves, turning a day of doom into victory. Through Esther, Persia became a shield for God's people. But Persia's story doesn't end there. In Ezekiel 38, a chilling prophecy foretells the war of Gog and Magog, where Persia joins a coalition against Israel in the last days. Allied with nations like Cush and Libya, they'll attack like a storm, but God will intervene with fire and earthquakes, revealing His glory. Yet in Jeremiah 49, God promises to restore Elam in the latter days. Even after judgment, Persia's story holds hope for redemption. From Genesis to Revelation, Iran's journey, its rise, redemption, and role in prophecy spans history. Once a protector, it may yet face judgment, but God's mercy leaves the door open. Are we seeing these prophecies unfold today? Do Iran's actions echo Ezekiel's vision? Share your thoughts below. And if you want more biblical insights, give this a thumbs up and share it. For a deeper dive, check out our next video on Daniel's end-time prophecies. Stay curious and let's seek truth together.